everyone. Welcome to the One Conscious Love Network. I'm here with my very good friend Yayoi. Yayoi and I met back in December as she is part of a big community of networking people that is beautiful, and I really enjoyed getting to know Yayoi. I've done an interview in her group, Brain to Belly, which I highly recommend, and I know all of you got an invite from me to join. And Yayoi is here to tell us a little bit about herself. So Yayoi, please tell
Uh,
everyone who you are and how you shed your light in the world.
yes, thank you, Melanie. Yes, I'm very grateful I met Melanie. We just bonded, yeah, pretty quickly, right? Which is kind of
Totally.
cool because, yeah, I was talking to someone earlier. Actually, I have a radio show called Cognitive Cuisine with another podcaster. And
Cute.
yeah, and it's on Real Wise Radio. Wise,
Oh,
Wize, and it's out well, we record every Thursday, but I think it's out like once a week, and it's called Cognitive Cuisine, and we just talk about we met actually in the same way that you and I met, more or
cool.
less, and we bonded like you and I, we were like, yeah, okay, this is cool. And I interviewed him in my group, and he interviewed me in his podcast. And we just
Amazing.
seemed to hit it off. And we were like, hey, and he's like, well, I'm thinking about doing a radio show. Do you want your own show on my, thing? And I'm like, yeah, that's okay. But, at the time I had my own TV show as well, called Brain to Belly.
You're
So
busy.
I was very busy. Yes. But the producer got sick about uh,
Mm,
see December 2023 probably, and throughout 24 we were like wondering if we were going to come back or not, and I couldn't, I had interviewed my friend on that as well, and but well anyway the that show didn't pick up again because the producer was still recovering, and so
right.
I decided I was going to do my own podcast and this and that, but that's a totally different story. But so he was on my show, and then we just bonded, like when you just meet somebody and
Cool.
you just know that you know
Totally.
you're like friends, instant friends, right? And you feel like you've known them for years. And
Yeah.
that's how it's been. And so we do this. So he said, well, why don't you do a show of your own? And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense because I already have one and whatnot. So why don't we do one together?
Oh,
And
amazing.
yes, so that's why we decided to do one together called Cognitive Cuisine. And it talks about health, but it's also about everything else about life and all this and that. And it's really fun. Yeah. But, and I was just on
You'll
it
have to
today.
put the link so
I
people
will.
can find
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds totally
So
awesome.
that's another thing that I do. Yeah. But yes, my name is Yayoi Komiyama. I'm sorry. I talk a lot and I go off on tangents here and there. That's me. I'm a little squirrely, I guess that's what you would call it. But when I focus, I focus. Um,
Oh,
Yeah, so I am the founder of Brain to Belly. I do coaching, which is I'm a transformation strategist and neuroencoding specialist and neurocoach. And what I do is I change people's relationship with food. That's my main focus. So I
mhm,
change it from chaotic and messy with yo-yo dieting and all that to something that's
mhm.
peaceful and calm and balanced. And we start that by here because the way you think is how everything that creates your identity, that creates everything, and
Yeah.
that changes everything in you. So that's why it's called Brain to Belly.
Mm,
And that's what I coach on, and that's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about people getting out of that cycle of yo-yo dieting because, I was there myself. I was a
mm,
yo-yo dieter for most of my life.
mhm.
And I think the first diet I went on was when I was 12. And yeah,
Oh,
and it's been like that until I really, really stopped and, got help on a lot of things. It developed into an eating disorder for me
mm,
personally. I became what's called an exercise bulimic, which
mhm.
was because I couldn't throw up. or didn't want to do that, I decided that I was going to purge whatever I ate through exercise. And yeah, it was crazy. My life revolved around what I was going to eat and how I was going to get rid of those calories. It was crazy. And it consumed my mind, it consumed all of me. And I didn't realize how bad it was until I actually sprained my ankle one time and I couldn't exercise. And that's when I realized, yeah, that I do have a problem. I do need to get help on this.
Yeah.
And that's when I got help. And I was fortunate enough to get very good help. I
Yeah.
went to, it was outpatient, but I went to a facility that specialized in eating disorders.
Mm.
And I got a very good nutritionist therapist and an exercise physiologist who really changed the way I viewed myself. And that was kind of my start into personal development.
Yeah.
Yep. And then,
It's not only that,
yeah,
right? It's not only the diet and the physical aspect, it's all the mental aspect too, like all the shame and the guilt and all of that
exactly.
nasty stuff that comes with it and the soft talk that's very negative. It can
Yes,
be a very dangerous condition for
it
someone
is
in someone's life as well.
very much so. It could be a lot of danger. And it really starts up here. It starts in your self-image and the identity that you have. So one of the things that I work on first is really on well, having awareness of the identity you have now so that you can change it into a better identity for yourself that's more empowering, that's going to get you on the right track. And I
Yeah.
do that through what's called I am statements, because whatever you say after I am is very powerful.
Hmm.
And for instance, if you say, I am a loser, right? That energy, I mean, I even hate saying that, but that energy kind of brings everything down, right? And you can
Yeah.
feel that in your body. And then, but when you say, I am magnificent, I am
Mm.
victorious, the energy goes up and you could feel it in your body. And so I am statements are very, very powerful. And your brain, for one thing, doesn't know what's true or false. It just hears everything you tell it. Everything you say, your brain is listening. So it starts believing that. And
Hmm.
then what it'll do is it'll try to find evidence to support that belief.
Hmm.
So if you keep on saying, I'm a loser, I'm no good, everyone hates me, I'm not loved, right? Those things may not be true, but your brain is going to try to find things to support that statement, sadly. And so instead, we use that to our advantage and say things like, I am victorious, I am happy, I am healthy. And then your brain is going to look for things that are around you to
Mm.
support that statement. And we start off with creating an identity base that is positive. And then from there, we can work on nutrition and activity and health because even if, I mean, this is from my own experience, right? I've done all these different diets. Believe me, I was on the original Atkins diet way back when. So, I know. And the thing is, all of these work to a certain degree. Yes, you can lose the weight, but if your mindset isn't where it's supposed to be, you're going to regain it because you haven't, yeah, because I was using food as a comfort mechanism, as um, a way to eat my feelings, maybe
Hmm.
suppress them maybe as well to avoidance and also as a way to give myself comfort. So it was a really bad relationship with food, let's
Yeah.
just say that.
Yeah. And it's so
And
true for the
yeah,
whole industry of pharmaceutical as well. Like you think about everybody that has a chronic disease out there. You take this pill for the rest of your life. It's really not fixing any of the issue. It's just masking the symptoms and you still have
exactly.
condition. And so it's so good to go deeper and really find the root cause and reprogram. I love
Yes.
that stuff, as you know.
Oh yeah, I totally love it. I mean, brain health is so fascinating. And when you start studying the brain, it's just amazing what, I mean, it's really the CPU of who you are. It controls everything. And yeah, I like to, compare it to a computer because that's everyone knows computers these days, right?
Yes.
And if your operating system isn't working properly, hey, you know, and the shell is, I mean, your body is the shell that it's in, right? It could be a laptop, it could be a desktop, whatever.
Yeah.
But the CPU is the same. The operating systems and everything is the same. And you have to change that. And you have to upgrade occasionally too, which
Yes, that's
means,
the part that's more challenging.
yes,
You know, Dr. Bruce Lipton is one of my professors at the school, and he talks a lot about how when they really discovered like cell connections, how they built the first microchips from that. So the
yeah,
computer was actually inspired from how our cells connect with each other.
yeah,
It looks the exact same when you look at the connections. And people totally understand that, oh, if my laptop isn't performing, I need to get an upgrade, but they don't do the same with their own body. But actually, our body responds to updates the same way. So it's fascinating, right?
yeah, yeah. And then when you think about it, I mean, you clean your laptop off of junk too, right? So you have to clean your body. It's true. It's true. Because
Totally,
if it's clogged up with all this nonsense, right? Sometimes you have to, clean it up. And it's the same thing with our bodies and
totally.
our minds.
Yeah. You
So,
can imagine what junk food would do to your phone
oh God.
programming.
Can you imagine sticking hot flaming Cheetos into your laptop? I'm like, oh my God, what would it do to it, right? You could just
Yeah,
feel how,
totally.
yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Came
that would
from
like
the heart.
totally ruin.
It's very specific. I like it.
Well, because I was curious about the taste of it a couple of years ago when it was popular. And I'm like, okay, because everyone was popular and I love spicy foods. So I
Mm,
was like, I gotta try it. I gotta try it. And of course I tried it, right? And my fingers, I mean, literally, they were orange.
yes.
And then, so of course, me getting my second bag when I did get it, I used chopsticks to eat it because I didn't want to get the orange on my fingers.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I totally feel the same way. Like I'm totally treating myself to those. They're not cheaters here in Canada. They're called something else. But anyway,
Uh-huh.
once in a blue moon, I will buy a
Right.
bag, and I know for certain this is the only kind of food that once I open the bag, I will finish it. Like if I buy chips, chocolate, popcorn, I can have like a
Right.
reasonable amount. But these, they're so addictive by like design that
Yes.
once I open the bag, it's all I think about. It's like, where's this bag? Like, even if I hide it from myself, I will, like, I've left it in the boot of my car. So I had to go back to my car.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah, but I know like those flaming hot Cheetos are like that for me. So I just only buy the small bag.
super
But
small. Yeah.
yeah, the smallest bag out there. But even that is so addictive. You're like, I want to finish this, right?
Yes.
And so, of course, the first time I ate it, I finished it and it got all orange there. And I washed
Yes.
it and washed it, but it wouldn't come out.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, everyone's going to know I ate Cheetos, right? Well, and it's kind of embarrassing to have orange right here, right? So it's like, okay, next time I will use my chopsticks to eat them. So if you're listening, if you want to eat them without getting, your fingers orange, chopsticks are the way to go.
I think you should invent like specific chopsticks. I think you would make a killing.
Cheetos chopsticks, yeah.
Yes. And you would just keep it
The
on the
bag of
outside of
Cheetos
the
comes
bag.
with specific chopsticks. They should do
Yeah,
that.
there's your $1 billion idea right there. I love it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, I always enjoy talking to you so much. Maybe too much. People must be getting confused.
Yes. But anyway, so So yes, it all starts with up here though. And
Yes.
that's what I work with at Brain to Belly. And even in my group, we talk a lot about that.
Yeah.
And I have a Facebook group that does that. And I have a subscription group as well. And I do group coaching. I do one-to-one coaching. And it's all my experience. And also, I've had 25 years. Marks my 25th year at a certain weight health organization that's
Mm,
global, very global, well
beautiful.
known. And I'm a coach there as well. So I've been in the forefront of what's going on in the industry. And I know, I've seen so many women and men over the years, over
Yeah.
the decades, actually. Um, and I've really kept it off, kept most of my weight off for
Yeah.
25 years. I reached my goal weight in 2001.
Wow. Well,
Oh
congratulations,
no,
Yayoi.
2020, 2001, maybe 2001. Yeah, and then I started working for them at that time. So, and I've kept it off. Yeah, thank you. And maintenance is not that easy. I will tell you, there are
Right?
times when I slip.
Yeah.
And, when my mind isn't in the right place or when I'm stressed or when I'm
Yeah.
frustrated, I go back to old habits. They automatically filter in somehow. And, if I'm stressed, I'll be like, I don't care. I'm just going to go, like when I was working in an office, I would go, I'm so stressed that I had to meet the deadlines, this and this. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to the vending machine. And I go to the vending
Mhm.
machine and I buy something that's salty and something that's sweet, right?
Right.
And I know that's crappy stuff, but
Totally.
and I'm like feeling like, no, that's okay. I'm stressed. I don't care.
Right. That's the addiction part, right? It's like
Hmm.
any other addiction, whether it's workaholic or drinking or drugs. We just take it more seriously with drugs, I find, but in
Yes,
reality, there's
it's all the same. Yeah.
all the types are extremely powerful and definitely can be very destructive.
Yeah. Because
Love the work that you
yeah,
do, and I love that it's your 25th year. Congratulations
I
on
know. I know that's the longest I've stayed with anything. But that's because it means so much to me.
yeah.
I was wondering about that. I was thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, I could never get rid of it in my life. I tried to get rid of it for 9 months and I got called back into it. So,
No,
um,
you should never. Yeah, I think this is
yeah.
definitely your passion. Yeah,
Yeah, totally. And because, yeah, my feeling is I don't want anyone to suffer the way I did, and if there's any way that they can get out of that suffering quicker, through what I teach, and if it's going to be a little fun as well, because I think laughter is such a healing balm for anything.
yeah, yeah,
And that's why I like to laugh and I like to insert a little humor in here and there because I think it's important in life
yeah,
to have that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
one thing
that's,
I know about you is how generous you are. I think that people will benefit a lot from connecting with you, whether it's in a group or one-on-one, because you are extremely generous with your help and your support and tips. And I know I enjoy really the small bites in your group. They're really good. And
thank
so
you.
there's just so much really high quality content there for people who are maybe wanting to work with you, but they're not sure, like, can't afford it right now. They should at least join the group and get to know you because
Yeah.
I know you will provide them with a lot of help.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, the greatest joy is when somebody says, "Oh, I listened to your small bites and what you said really, really helped me." And that's like such a great thing, to know that I'm making a difference for somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
So,
beauty of what we do, right?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the joy of what we do.
I always
And
ask the same question to everyone. What is one conscious love to you?
one conscious love. Wow. That to me is when we feel that love within ourselves and
Mm,
we connect that love when we go into our heart and we connect that love with our environment when we're like in nature and all that. And I think the one conscious love is that connection that we have that surrounds us, that's always there. And we can always tap into it, but we forget to do that a lot. And when we're tapped into that energy of the earth, the love that connects all of humanity, it just brings so much joy to everyone and it brings so much healing to everyone. And that's what I think One Conscious Love Network is to me, anyway.
That's so beautiful. Thank you. Anything else you want to share with everyone watching?
Next week, I'll be doing a webinar and I'll be posting it in places. So it would be on identity and working on finding what's going to work for you. Yeah, so creating a better identity for yourself so that you could start really, really working on yourself and getting that health part, up to date. So updating your health as well, I guess.
That's beautiful, Han. Yes, we'll put all the links below so it's easy for people to find your
Thank
information.
you.
It's such a
Yes.
pleasure to have you, Yayoi. I hope you're going to be back. We have a lot of events in the group, so I hope you'll be
Yes.
a panel
I,
expert
oh,
again.
definitely. I'd love to do a panel. I'd love to do workshops, whatever you want. Just let me know and I'll be there. As long as I'm in the country or I'm not traveling.
Exactly, exactly. Well, lots of love to you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you soon.